looking for Mike?
Okay, I'm up in the Red Dog crane, and I thought I'd shoot a video to show you how to drive the crane. So here we are down below, and they're just cleaning up down below, and here's my bucket sitting up in over the hopper, ready to pick up the machine. Anyways, when you start this crane and you get in it in the morning, the very first thing we do is we go over to the control panel on our right hand side, and here's an emergency stop here. So we just reset it by turning it, and then we click the crane light on. That's the very first thing we do. And then over on the left hand side here, we got this joystick, and we have to move this joystick, move it all the way to the left. Move it all the way to the left. And that actually tells the computer that there's somebody sitting in the cab. So once we do that, the very first thing we do is we cab out, and how we cab out is there's a little switch here right beside our seat on the right hand side, and if you turn this and it says West Shore, WS, or Land Side, and just turn it a little bit to the right and cab out over the hatch like we are. You cab out and then you lower your spill plate, and there's your spill plate right there. And here's how you lower the spill plate. You lower the spill plate by pressing this button. Spill plate down and spill plate up. So we lower the spill plate. So once we get the spill plate down, the very first thing we do is here's our controls on our left hand side, the mode selection. And we go from special, we leave it in special. And what we do is we grab that bucket there and we take it all the way up. And then we take it all the way out to the end of the boom. Here's the end of the boom right there. And then we take it all the way back over the hopper. And then we take it to the very center. And then we take it down below past the coamings, above the cargo. And then we lift it up at where we're sitting, pretty close to where we're sitting. And then with that being said, we turn our special right over there to normal, and that's the only thing we do in special. So we put it to normal, and now we're setting up our grab, and that's our bucket settings. So how we do that, if it's set already, how we blow it out is we have a lead zinc button here. We have a lead zinc. All you do is switch this to zinc and back to lead, or if it's at zinc, put it to lead and switch it back over. All you have to do is switch it once over and put it back where it was. So just leave that. So with the bucket settings gone, these two lights will be out. And what we do is we open up the bucket all the way. There's the bucket. We open up all the way and maybe leave just barely an inch. And then we press close. Then we open it up all the way within an inch. And then we click open. Now your bucket's set. After we set our bucket, the very first thing we have to do is we need to open up the bucket all the way, fully open, remember that, because it won't accept your settings. We open it up all the way to the coaming, and on the inshore side, so the bucket's all the way open, and we leave about a foot away from the coaming. We don't ever touch any of the hatches. So we leave about a foot away from the coaming, bucket all the way open, and we have it there, it's set perfect, and then we click enter over here on our right hand side. And with that being said, we do our enter, and then we go and take it to the offshore side, and we leave it about a foot away from the coaming, and then we press outer, and then we got our height. How we do our height is we grab the bucket, and we hang it over the coaming, just over the coaming. We make sure we can clear the coaming, and then we click the height. Once we have those three settings in for our automatic mode, we enter it into the computer, and how we enter it into the computer now is operation adjustment. It's right on your left hand side here, and that's how we that actually enters it into the computer as settings. Our inner outer height actually enters into the computer. So then we press that button, and now it's set. Now with our settings set, our parameters are set. What we do is the very first thing we do once our parameters are set, we grab our bucket, which is right over there. We put our bucket into the middle of the hatch and on top of the cargo. Once it's on top of the cargo, now over on we got two screens, our cabin view screen, and we got our big HMI screen right beside us here. There's two screens. So on our cabin view screen, you can see a little cursor here. It's a little white cursor. And here's our bucket, but here's our cursor. This is our height cursor. And if I move my height cursor, this box here, this moves this white box. And what we have to do is always make sure that that white box is top of that triangle in that bucket. So because our bucket will be in the hatch, we put that white box just above that triangle. And so we set it by our cursor right here. Now that being said, we put it at 50%. This is our inner outer cursor we use. That's to tell the computer where we want to put the bucket. So we start at 50%, or we start at 50, and then we go to 25. We move it over to 25. That's our second move, our second cycle. Then we go to 0, and whenever we're at 0, it's really important to remember when we're going inshore with this bucket, make sure you cab close to the coaming so you can actually see how close you are to that coaming. Okay? Every time, or the very first time, you check your 0%. After 0, we'll move it to 75, and then we'll check it to 100. And once you've done that, you're ready to go. You're ready to clam cargo. And remember, we do everything in special, and that's picking up the bridle. The bridle is on the bucket right now. We do that in special. And on all trimming jobs, let's do all trimming jobs in special also. And when we're doing unloading jobs, we always do it in automatic until the final cleanup. And as we're on the final cleanup, I have it in automatic mode, but I have it set for just a foot off of the... I have my settings right here, my height settings set for it's just